least 77 children have been rescued by police officers from the basement of a church in Valentino area of Ondo town, Ondo State. 77 children. Some reporters gathered that the victims include 25 children and 52 adults, making a total of 77 people. Speaking while being paraded at the police headquarters along Igba Toro, Akure, the Ondo State capital, on Saturday, the pastor in charge of the church, David Anifowoshi, said he received the instruction from God that they should camp in the church until his second coming. Is it not that man that they said he told people to come all over the whatever, all his congregation who was in the north? Or this is another person? God told you for a second coming. So they will not work, they will not do nothing, they won't go to school. He said, I was the one that received the instruction from God that the people can stay in the church and wait for his second coming. And my members were waiting for the second coming of Jesus when the policemen invaded the church and arrested us. Are you sure this man is okay? One of the church members, Olasukomi Ola Fisoye, a 24 years old university graduate, said she disobeyed her parents because they were leading her away from God. Olafisoye said, my parents are not attending the church again. When we left our former church, they usually stayed at home, and before then, I am not comfortable with the Bible teaching of the church. I later joined this church because my parents are leading me away from God and I want to make heaven. I love the way the church follow Jesus and the way they hold on to Christ. This is coming few days after the Department of State Services DSS raided a house located at GMDB quarters in the Tudun Wada community of Jos North local government area of Plateau State and rescued 21 young people, including Amajiri. The victims alleged that they were forcefully brought to the house and converted to Christians. In April, the Ekiti Police Command also invited Noah Abraham, the pastor of Christ High Commission Ministry, Kaduna State, for questioning over allegations of asking church members to pay 310,000 naira to prepare them for rapture. According to the police, Abraham had asked his church members to relocate from Kaduna to a camp in Araromi, Ugbesi, Umoke, Ekiti State. Ah, that's good though. This one that the police are going, it is very easy. Just go and rescue them. But the ones that are being kidnapped in a train attack, they have not done anything about it. A lot of people are still in Niger, in Kaduna, in Borno, in all those northern states. They are still in the den of these so-called bandits, but they will never go there. You never hear them go there. They want to form to us now that they know how to work. But that being said, this guy, this pastor, or whosoever he call, or whatever he calls himself, he needs to be checked health-wise. Maybe he needs to be taken to psychiatric to check his state of mind and the health status, because this is it's not normal. It's not normal. Put people that God said what they will not go to school, they will not go to work. How have they been feeding? Well, government needs to investigate deeper to know if the pastor is into human trafficking and organ harvesting. Wicked people using the name of God to perpetuate evil. Yes, they need to be investigated. Someone say, see your life, really? So they should not investigate him. How? What did you mean? Somebody say they should be investigated. Are you one of them? Maybe this person, his name is Abubakar Usman, is saying that you see your life, somebody is saying the right thing. He say they shouldn't be investigated. Well, my brother, that man should be arrested and sentenced to death by hanging. He is not a pastor. People are now mocking God and the pastoral office by hiding under the pastoral covering to commit heinous crimes. And that is the same way some people are so gullible. They see anybody, they just follow because they say, I believe in God, because I believe in Jesus. You just follow the person. You don't even know the spiritual stand of that particular person. And that is how some people still behave when it comes to issue of politics. Like Amechi was telling his supporters, don't mind what is happening, just go and vote, just go and get your this thing, make sure your the party wins. And meanwhile, they've been going with the party all this while. What have they achieved? Nothing. But they will continue to follow them sheepishly, still anticipating, hoping, oh, something better is going to happen. Something is going to, for where they will continue to come and tell you the same thing. So some people are so gullible when it comes to religion as well. They cannot use their head. Some people, out of fear, out of laziness and foolishness, they just follow anybody anyhow. The question is that what have they been feeding on? The one that has been going to school, they will not go to school. The one that has been working will not go to work because one person said. The truth is that 90% of what we see around as churches with Holy Spirit names are but satanic centers with men holding titles of men of God. When God unearthed and opened what is hidden beneath the foundations and altars and what has transpired within the party, the man of God's office, well, let's wait for the day God begins his judgment in the church. So God called you on phone to keep the children that is coming. Wonder shall never end. Are his own family members part of the people he camped? We blame government most of the times. Yes, we need to blame government because if government is up and doing, all these people will not be doing all this rubbish because majority of them have done all manner of things in the past and they are still doing it and they are getting away with it. It's just isolated cases like this. See government coming up and be doing fire brigade work. No, how many of them? Because if really they are doing their job, all these things will not be happening. That I believe. That I believe. I don't even blame the pastor, but the adults who subjected themselves to such stupidity. Yes, I don't blame these fake men of God, but those gullible followers who over the years have refused to think with their skull, but blindly continue to follow those businessmen. But point of note here is they were not killed by the Christian pastor as did Muslim fanatics against Christians. They were only blinded by fake beliefs to stay there against claims by Murik. It is high time religious organizations be checked against all forms of excesses by their leaders and misappropriation of funds they generate for personal good. This is religious fanaticism. Zeal without knowledge. This is the type of shallow understanding of religion that is really prevalent in Nigeria and have made it a war theater, a killer field, and center for religious intolerance. This is religious sickness. This is the major challenge of this nation. And that's it.